Hey everybody, Raven here, and today I want to talk about a subject that's near and dear to me that I find really interesting, and that is figuring out what type of coin collector are you? Literally, over time, I think about things going on and what gets people into doing things and why they're basically drawn to doing a certain type of collecting. And I have determined that there are at least 8 different types of collectors. Some of these categories overlap a little bit. You might even fit into more than one category as a collector. But which one or one of these are you exactly? So let's take a look at the first one. I call this the bargain slash everything collector. This collector builds a coin collection based on one motivation, and that is cheapness, getting a deal. The goal is to build as big of a collection as possible, as cheaply or as inexpensively as possible, or some people might say frugal. The easy way to spot this collector is that they cannot and will not pass up bargain bins. They will barter for the lowest price possible at the coin shops and coin shows, and often will look at coin bins even meant for children's collections. I've seen it at coin shows where it literally says, these coins are for kids, and hey, you can't really blame somebody for trying to get a deal and stay true to who their nature is. The next one is the perfectionist. This one is quite opposite of the everything slash bargain collector, and this person is literally driven by perfection of the coin. Now, how to spot these people is literally they cannot and will not accept anything lower than a proof 70 or an MS 70 that's done in an NGC or a PCGS graded slab with, even a CAC sticker on it to boot. This type of collector is somebody that normally has a little bit more disposable income and has a chance to get their hands on things that just the regular collector might not be able to afford or collect. Next, we have the investor. This collector builds a coin collections in the hope of selling them for a profit. The goal of this collector is all usually to make as much profit as possible. And many coin dealers start off as investor collectors, guys that like to flip stuff, sell things on eBay, and what have you. How do you spot these guys? These guys are normally watching news on precious metals heavily and reading the gray sheet constantly and talking about the rise or fall of precious metals or even the rise and fall in the popularity of certain coins. And, you can't really blame them for trying to find a way to make a little bit of money on what they're doing. That is capitalism at its finest. Next is the hunter. Now, the hunter, they build a list or several lists based on coin categories of coins they have not obtained yet they're looking for. And they basically are the person that's driven to complete sets, fill books, what have you. And, that's kind of a cool way to do things. The more sets you have, the more accomplished that one might feel in doing this kind of collecting, and is actually kind of a really interesting way to do things. Now, how to spot these guys at the shows? They always bust out a list. You'll see them time and time again come up to a table, and they're looking at the list, they're looking at what you have, they're looking at the list. If you don't have what's on that list, they're moving on to the next table to make sure they find it. And also, the hunter sometimes falls under the category of the bargain hunter, the bargain slash everything collector. It's just they're a little bit more specific on carrying this list with them and making sure that they mark off that last piece that they need for their book or whatnot. A very cool way to collect, and in my opinion, I think having a list is important so that you're not doubling up on stuff and getting things that you might not have wanted to, get duplicates of. Now, next we have coming up is the historian. Now, the historian is kind of interesting. This collector builds a coin collection based on historical information or events. Often, the condition of coins and the beauty of these coins are not a concern to this collector. The goal of this collector is often to collect the coins that represent significant historical events. And, I started off in my schooling as a history major. I've been a coin collector since I was a kid. I think coins and history go hand in hand, and it doesn't surprise me that there is actually a category that is exactly like this. I love having Little Raven come and hang out with me while I do these. Um, how do you spot this collector? This collector will often pass up a coin that's in perfect condition for a coin that is previously damaged during a historical event, or they will specifically only buy coins that are shipwreck type coins, um, things that literally tie into events as we spoke of just a minute ago. And, I think there's a lot of people that are in the historical side of coin collecting. Now we have up next is a specialist. This person is the collector that builds his or her knowledge and thus their coin based knowledge off of a passion of a certain type of coin. Specifically, some people are like, I only collect silver eagles, I only collect libertads, I only collect, wheat cents or Indian heads or Morgan silver dollars or just silver dollars in general. One, they want to be a subject matter expert of these type of coins, and they want to build as big of a collection for those specific type of coins. And the telltale or way to find out who this person is this collector will often be the expert in the room when it comes to the specific coins that they specialize in or they focus on as a specialist. It is one of those things where, knowledge is power. And honestly, I think this kind of overlaps with the person that is also the hunter, that has a list or whatnot, because they're so focused on a specific type that often the specialist will also carry a list with them looking for that coin. This might even be in the perfectionist category, because not only do they want to be the expert, they have their list, they also want the best possible examples out there, which I think is kind of interesting. Next one up we have is the World Coin Collector. This person is similar to the specialist with the exception that the World Collector is passionate about the country of origin. The World Collector is not always concerned with the rarity, condition, or age of the coins. The goals of this collector are to be the subject matter expert of the type of coins from that particular country and build as big of a collection for those type of coins as possible. Now, I think there's a little bit of leeway in the sense that a lot of collectors want the best item no matter what. So, sometimes condition is a big concern, but sometimes you can't get your hands on certain coins out of certain countries, so you will settle for having coins that are beat up or a little less desirable just to say, hey, I finally have some coins from Poland, Portugal, and Russia that I couldn't get before, but I finally got them. They're the only ones I could get. Last but definitely not least is the metal detector. Now, this collector builds the collection off of a passion for metal detecting. Their goal is to search for coins and precious metals and different relics through metal detecting. How do you spot them? They carry their metal detector while visiting parks, fields, beaches, and flatlands, and often knock on your door asking for permission to search your property. And I think this also goes along with the bargain / everything hunter. I think it's a really cool catch-all category. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you again, what type of coin collector are you? If you want to correspond, it's ravenhawkcoins@gmail.com. Our P.O. Box is 721-296, Norman, Oklahoma, 73070. Like always, please make sure to take care of one another, and we'll see you real soon. Ravenhawk Coins, have a great day.